Buenos días, buenas tardes. Soy Leslie Foster de Common Ground International y bienvenidos a Maestro Miércoles. I just got back from spring break last week. It was a wonderful time. We went to Arizona. We had good family time with my parents and kids and husband. We did lots of fun things, but it was restful but active and busy at the same time. But as I had a break from my daily work responsibilities, I just had the time to reflect on how much I love what I do. And I'm so thankful that I get to do what I love to do, which is teach and run our immersion programs, our Spanish language immersion programs for teachers and high school students and healthcare professionals when I'm not teaching. So anyways, bienvenidos. If you're on spring break, be sure to tune in later. And hoy vamos a estudiar los verbos irregulares en el presente. So, la lección pasada estudiamos los verbos regulares in el presente, and we saw the pattern, which I'm going to review. But today we're going to look at verbos irregulares y common classroom uses. So I put the question out to you guys. How do you use? What are the most common statements, phrases, questions you use in the classroom? So you're going to see, for those of you that responded, you're going to see some of those up here. And your job is to tell me if it's un verbo regular or irregular. So if you already know your verbs, you can tune out. If you want a refresher on your present tense verbs, go ahead and tune in, and you'll want to watch the lesson from last time as well. Okay, excelente. So para repasar, just a quick review, el patrón, the pattern de los regulares. So for AR, this is the quick pattern that you have to memorize for regular verbs. But guess what? Irregular verbs, there's not a pattern, so you just have to memorize all these funny little rules and non-patterns. So for verbs that end in AR, okay, the yo is o, tú is as, él, ella, usted, a, nosotros, amos. We talked about vosotros used in Spain as ais, okay, ellos, ellos, ustedes, an, but it's only used in Spain, so unless you have a high percentage of a population from Spain, you're not going to be able to use it that much, okay? IR, yo, o, tú, es, él, ella, usted, nosotros, hemos, ellos, ellos, ustedes, en. Remember, you cut off the last part, either the AR, ER, IR of the infinitive, and add these endings. These are what the endings you need to add. If you're confused, you need to go back to the last lesson and watch it. And then verbos de IR or IR verbs, yo, o, tú, es, él, usted, nosotros, imos, ellos, ellos, ustedes, en. So noten que la diferencia aquí entre nosotros en verbos de ER y nosotros en verbos de IR es hemos y imos, and the rest es igual, okay? Excelente. Okay, so unos ejemplos. We saw that, as you know, there's tres tipos de clasificaciones de verbos, okay? Verbos que terminan en AR. Unos ejemplos: prestar atención, to pay attention; necesitar, pensar, to think; terminar, to finish, un proyecto, un papel, un libro; esperar, to wait or to hope for; dar, to give. The ones in red are irregular. So all these ones right here that are in black follow the pattern that we just saw. So necesitar in yo form, necesito. In the tú form, necesitas. So you might say to your students, necesito que ustedes presten atención. I need you to pay attention. Okay? Verbos que terminan en ER, like deber, you ought to. Okay? Hacer, to do or to make. Irregular, ver, to see. Poder, to be able to, that's a stem changing, which we're going to talk about in the next lesson. Tener, irregular, to have, y poner, to put, irregular. Excelente. Y verbos de IR terminan en IR, escribir, to write, compartir, to share, venir, to come, salir, to leave, ir, to go, y decir, to say or tell, esos verbos irregulares. Vamos a ver cuál es el patrón para los verbos irregulares. Some of them have a pattern that we're going to see right now, and some of them are completely irregular. Y esto significa que necesita memorizar, ¿ok? Excelente. So los verbos que no sigan el patrón de los verbos regulares. Okay, so we have the completely irregular ones, which are going to point out. We have Irregular solamente en forma de yo. So it only changes in the first person, okay? Forma de yo. And there's 3 rules for this three little quick cheater rules that you can memorize, okay? And then verbos que cambian raíz. Stem changing verbs, okay, which we're going to talk about next lesson because it's too much en una lección. So, otra lección. Okay, so los verbos que cambian raíz, we have O to UE, E to IE, and E to I. La próxima lección. Okay, so ¿qué dicen ustedes? So I put the question out there to ustedes. What common phrases do you use in the classroom? And here's some that you said. And your job right now is to look and concentrate whether they're verbos regulares or irregulares. And if you don't have them memorized yet, está bien, vamos a practicar. Okay, ¿quién sabe las instrucciones de esta actividad? So this is from a teacher. Who knows the instructions or the directions from this activity? Yo sé, irregular, en forma de yo. Saber is to know, el verbo to know. So in forma de third person, singular, it's not irregular. Forma de yo sé, irregular. Okay, doesn't follow that pattern that we saw. ¿Cuáles conexiones pueden hacer a tus vidas? So what connections can you make to your life? Talking about a book or literacy unit, okay? Notice, pueden hacer. This is a stem change, la próxima semana. And this can be made, or can you make, okay? Hacer, to do or to make. Notice, dos verbos in a row. The second verb, most of the time, not all the time, the second verb stays in the infinitive, meaning you don't conjugate it, okay? Excelente. So esto, one of our teachers said to turn to your partner and share. So, and speak with the partner, turn to your partner and share. So this is in the command form, and we saw the command form earlier on, many lessons ago when we talked about behavior, what students should do and not do. So you might need to review that. Pero doblen y hablen con su compañero. Okay? Y otro más, voy al baño. I'm going to the restroom. Irregular, voy al baño, to go. Okay, excelente. So vamos a ver. Only irregular in the yo. So these are the ones that are only irregular in the yo. So you have to memorize them. And then the rest, the él, usted, tú, nosotros, vosotros, y ellos, ustedes, regular. The pattern is regular. So caer, to fall, yo caigo. You're going to notice a lot of go verbs. Yo caigo. Conocer, to know, yo conozco. Okay, dar, to give, yo doy. Dirigir, to direct, yo dirijo. Okay, escoger, to choose or to select, yo escojo. Estar, to be, yo estoy. Hacer, to do or make, yo hago. Poner, to put to place, yo pongo. Okay, saber, to know, yo sé. Noten que conocer y saber, dos verbos que significan to know, but they have different uses. That's a time for another lección, okay? Salir, to leave, yo salgo. Traer, to bring, yo traigo, okay? So todos esos verbos, aquí caigo, conozco, doy, dirijo, escojo, estoy, hago, pongo, sé, salgo, traigo, cambian en forma de yo solamente. There's a few more, but these are the ones that are most useful when you think of your educational context and how you need to comunicarse con los estudiantes y los papás. Okay? So, tres reglas. When those yo forms, you're going to look at tres reglas. Si el verbo terminan en el CER or CIR. So if a verb ends in CER or CIR, then the C changes to ZC. We just saw un ejemplo de esto. Por ejemplo, conocer termina en CER, so that C is going to cambiar a ZC. Conozco, yo conozco. And the reason why it's muy difícil to preserve the sound of conozco, it sounds really funny. So they add a Z in there because to preserve the sound for la pronunciación, okay? Traducir, yo traduzco. Okay, so that's one rule. So any verb in the present tense, okay, that ends in CER or CIR, the yo form changes to the ZC, okay? Otra regla, verbos que terminen en GER, GIR, so GER to GIR changes the G from the G to J. Por ejemplo, escoger, to choose or select, changes to yo escojo, okay? Emerger to emerge changes to yo emerjo, okay? Muy bien. Y la tercera regla, the GUIR, the GU changes to just G. Por ejemplo, seguir, to follow. Los estudiantes necesitan seguir las instrucciones, okay? So to follow instructions, to follow directions, yo sigo. Notice the U is dropped, the IR is replaced with the yo form in the O, so yo sigo. Otro ejemplo, distinguir, to distinguish, yo distingo. So tres reglas, the CER, CIR, GER, GIR, and the GUR to GU to G changes. Excelente. Okay. También pueden llamar esos verbos de yo-go verbos, okay? So caigo, digo, hago, oigo, oír, pongo, salgo, tengo, traigo, vengo. Okay, so that's another way for you to think of, oh, is it a yo-go verb, okay? Todo es memorización con los verbos. Okay, ahora, solamente hay tres verbos que son completamente irregulares. Y estos verbos son ir, which is the actual verb to go, okay? I know we've seen ir when we're talking about IR verbs, but this is an actual verb. So, yo voy, tú vas, usted va, nosotros vamos, ellos, ustedes van. So, it picks up, after the yo form, it picks up the AR endings, okay? Interesante, that's why it's completely irregular. It doesn't follow any patron. Okay, oír, to listen. Okay, oigo, oyes, completely irregular. Oye, oímos, oyen. Okay, there's one that you have to memorize. Okay, y ser, we saw a few lessons back, la diferencia entre ser y estar, both verbs mean to be. So ser, to be, yo soy, tú eres, él, usted es, nosotros somos, ellos, ustedes son, okay? Esos son los que son completamente irregulares, no siguen ningún patrón. Okay, también tenemos verbos hermanos, okay? Sibling verbs, okay? Por ejemplo, un ejemplo, tener y venir, to have and to come, okay? Yo tengo, yo vengo. Similar, okay? Then switches here. It's also a stem changing verb or cambia de raíz, which we're going to talk about in la próxima lección. There's a good entry to the próxima lección, pero tú tienes, tú vienes. Él y usted tiene, él y usted viene, okay? Nosotros tenemos, vosotros venimos, ellos y ustedes tienen, y vienen, okay? So those are called sibling verbs, or I like to call them sibling verbs because básicamente son muy similares, no iguales, pero similares. Okay, so otros ejemplos de las cosas que ustedes dicen en sus aulas, okay? Es hora de, it's time for matemáticas, es hora de ciencias, okay? You're conjugating the verb ser aquí, muy bien. Necesito que agarren I need you to grab your libros. Necesito que agarren tus bolígrafos, tus zapatos, tus almuerzos, tus lonches, okay? So I need, that's not irregular. Y agarrar, the verb to grab, that's in the command form, okay? ¿Qué notan aquí? You might ask your students, you're looking at something or un experimento de ciencias, and you ask them, ¿qué notan aquí? What do you notice? What are you taking note of here? Okay? Es regular, no es irregular. Presten atención, to pay attention. That's in the form of the command form. Otra vez. Cuando terminan, okay, when you finish esta actividad, cuando terminan, necesitan. So I said two verbs in a row. The second one's most of the time is not conjugated, but this is a different kind of phrase. So when you finish, you need to. This is an exception. ¿Cuál es el primer paso? This is the verb ser. ¿Cuál es el primer paso? What is the first step of this project or of this activity? ¿Cuál es el primer paso? ¿Cómo te sientes? How do you feel? ¿Cómo te sientes? This is a reflexive verb. We'll get into those as well. ¿Y quién es el próximo? Who's next? ¿Quién es la próxima? Who's next? Okay, ¿quién es? Otra vez, el verbo ser. So noten que ustedes in la clase, as teachers, you use a lot of the irregular verbs like ser, hacer, ir, ver, oír, okay? Y otro, ¿dónde ponen los papeles? Okay, where do you put papers? Okay, where do you turn them in? Where do you put them? In the yo form, poner is one of the yo-go verbs. Yo pongo. Okay, es muy importante que ustedes memoricen todos estos verbos if you don't know them. Y la última por ahora, ¿qué hacen ahora? What are you doing right now? ¿Qué hacen ahora? Otra vez, es un verbo que es irregular en forma de yo. I know, yo sé que para muchos de ustedes esta lección es muy básica, pero muchos otros no saben los verbos regulares ni irregulares en el presente. So you are going to be able to download all these lesson notes in a few days. I'll put them up there, but be sure to go ahead and study them. Your reto profesional, I always like to end with your reto profesional, so you have all this information. You're going to be able to download the notes. What are you going to do with it? The best use is to abrir la boca. Tienen que abrir la boca y practicarlo. Speak it. And even if you make mistakes, your job is to use what you learned from this lesson in the classroom, and don't worry about perfección. Just worry about comunicación. Okay, because you'll get it with mucho más práctica. Okay, muchísimas gracias. Y otra cosita más. When I'm not teaching Spanish, I'm leading and planning our immersion trips to Costa Rica and Nicaragua. And I lead a Spanish immersion for educators trip. So this trip is for teachers that are working in bilingual schools and need to improve their Spanish, or teachers that work in schools where there's a large percentage of Spanish-speaking families and feel like they need to acquire Spanish in order to better communicate with their students in the classroom, or teachers and parents outside of the classroom, or even for Spanish teachers that are possibly non-native Spanish teachers like myself that just want to brush up and keep fresh on their Spanish skills, because sometimes in the Spanish classroom we can get in a rut and just really be able to master and perfect the Spanish that we're teaching, but once we get out into real life in different contexts that we're not exposed to, we need a little bit of help. So if you are interested in learning more about our Spanish immersion programs for educators, we also offer programs for high school students and healthcare workers and family immersion and general adult, but Spanish for educators is my niche. And so if you're interested in learning more about that, I'm hosting a meeting next week, el miércoles, next Wednesday evening, and just go ahead and comment below interested, and I'll go ahead and PM you the details and the login information. Pero muchísimas gracias y hasta la próxima semana when we talk about verbos que cambian raíz. Okay, hasta luego.